Many people adopted a new pup during quarantine, but as your puppy has grown into a big dog, they may not be on their best behavior, and you may also be looking to train your dog to protect your family too, along with being well-mannered. K9 dog trainer Curtis Knappenberger has more than 20 years of dog training experience, and he has some advice for dog owners looking for an assist. Thanks for joining us this morning, Curtis.
Thanks for having me. How are you?
We're good. Tell us, introduce us to your dogs you have there who are joining us on the show.
Sure. First off, my name is Curtis Knappenberger. I'm a certified police canine trainer. And with me today, I have Jenna. Jenna is a 8.5-month-old German Shepherd working dog.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, I have Weasel. He's a 2.5-year-old Dutch Shepherd. Both of my dogs here, I plan on doing family protection and sport work with them.
All right. So nice to meet them. A lot of people recently got dogs for companionship in the pandemic. Talk about how COVID has affected people and their pets.
Sure. COVID has actually been a big problem. A lot of people, it's good. They go out and they rescue a dog from a shelter. They buy a puppy from a breeder, which is awesome. But a lot of people don't have the structure or the consistency to properly manage and bring up this puppy and raise it and train it. And I have seen quite a few problems during the Corona lockdown because of that.
Yeah, I know, a lot of the new pet owners, they were working from home, so they had time to bond with their dogs. But another problem is probably that their dogs weren't socializing with other dogs.
Absolutely. Socialization is so important for dogs. I don't care if it's a puppy or an adult. It's so important to get your dog out, be around other people, new places, sights and smells. And a lot of people are neglecting to do that, or they just can't do that. So a lot of the calls that I'm getting are mostly because of socialization problems.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's pretty easy for those cute little puppies to easily become adolescent dogs who may have some bad habits. Talk about why it's important to train dogs early on.
Absolutely. We set a foundation for all of our dogs, starting from day one when we get them. The dogs are a product of how we treat them, how we raise them, what we do or do not do. And it's really important to have a structured foundation with consistency so our dogs grow up to be an amazing part of family that don't have a lot of bad habits.
What are some of those common bad habits that you're talking about that dog owners are experiencing with their dogs?
Sure. A lot of the people I'm seeing and talking to today, the biggest one is my dog gets so excited if somebody comes over and they jump all over him and I can't control him, or if I'm walking on a leash, my dog is pulling me and dragging me down the road. Those are just common training problems that are pretty easy to fix if you have the knowledge, know-how, and you put the time into your dog to fix those.
So how do you help pet owners with dog training?
Sure. I offer a board and train. I have a 1 week, 2 week, or a 3 week board and train. I will bring your dog into my house and he'll live with us. I'll train your dog along with my dogs for just basic, obedience and house manners and whatever goals we set with the client. I also do a one-on-one, a private session, and I meet 4 times a month with an individual to go over whatever goals, whatever problems they have, and to overcome those.
And you mentioned Weasel right there. So you have Weasel as a protection dog, and there's a difference between a dog for protection purposes versus a dog you're just having as a pet.
Yes, absolutely. A protection dog is there just to protect the family. In today's time, a protection dog is so important. They are a family pet. They interact with our kids. They do everything with us, but they have advanced training and the genetics to be able to take on an adversary if somebody was to come and threaten your family.
And who should consider getting a dog for protection? Are you saying that all families could benefit from this?
I'm a huge proponent in people having a dog for the deterrence and a dog that will actually protect the family. I think anybody, if you are familiar with owning a dog and you know how it is to have a working dog and you're capable of doing so, I absolutely think it's a huge asset to every family.
Okay, so Weasel's there hanging out with you. Would Weasel know if there was a bad guy coming up to you right now?
Yeah, if I had a bad guy here in the property, I think I would send Weasel. I think he would take somebody out. Yes.
Can you do a little demo for us? Oh.
I got a bad guy. Hey, get off my property. My dog will bite. Go.
Hey!
Good boy.
Oh, get that bad guy. Get that guy. Oh, get that bad guy. Yeah. Good. Get off my lawn. Get out of here. Get the dog off.
So this is just a demonstration that Curtis wanted to show us something that he's trained Weasel to do in the event that an intruder or a stranger was coming onto your property. So Curtis, that was just a demonstration. We want to make sure our viewers know that.
Absolutely. Come over this way out of the sun. That's just a demonstration. That's part of the game that the dogs play. As you can see, he loves it. It's fun for him. And it is a huge asset to any family that has a dog that's able to bark on command or fend off a bad guy if somebody comes after you or your kids or your family.
All right, Curtis. Wow, that was adrenaline inducing. I was a little surprised, but I think it's a great example of the work that you do. And I really appreciate you sharing that because I know there are a lot of people with pets right now that may be pulling out their hair trying to figure out how to get them disciplined. So we appreciate you coming on the show. And you can find Knappenberger K9 on Facebook. And if you want to see this interview again with Curtis's tips, just check out yourcalifornialife.com.